Colles and Smith fractures. Colles fracture is an extra-articular fracture of the distal radius with dorsal angulation and impaction. Smith fracture is an extra-articular fracture of the distal radius with associated volar angulation. Of the distal fracture fragment, it is a reverse Colles fracture. Both are involving the distal radial metaphyseal region. This is a diagram showing Colles and Smith fractures. Here are the fractures at the distal radius metaphyseal region with a degree of impaction. Here is a dorsal angulation for Colles fracture and volar angulation for Smith fracture. And there is no extension the wrist joint for both. Let us take an example of a Smith fracture. A 79-year-old male with left wrist joint pain and deformity post falling down. This AP and lateral projections radiography of the left wrist joint shows a distal end radius transverse fracture with mild anterior displacement and volar angulation of the distal fracture fragment, no extension to the wrist joint. In keeping with Smith fracture. An example for Colles fracture. A 55-year-old female with left wrist joint deformity and pain post-fall on outstretched hand. The radiography, AP and lateral views, shows a distal end radius extra-articular fracture with dorsal angulation consistent with Colles fracture.